Good evening. My name is Albert Abrams, and I'm the Vice President for External Affairs here at Middle Georgia State College. And it's my privilege tonight to serve as your Master of Ceremony. Now, a couple of things I want to point out on the front end. Calm South is here tonight, and they're filming this. So students, when you introduce your teachers, if you say something embarrassing, it's going to be there forever. So just keep that in mind. But teachers, you will also have an opportunity to say something about your student. With that, I'm going to ask Dr. Christopher Blake, President of Middle Georgia State College, to please come forward for the official welcome. Dr. Blake.
Thank you, Albert. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues. My name is Chris Blake. I'm the President of Middle Georgia State College, and it's an honor and a delight to welcome you to our Macon campus on this evening of celebrating the best of learning. All of us are students and teachers. We all model to one another what success in life is about, and tonight we celebrate the best of that modeling. Because every one of our students here from across the region, a region that I've only recently come to know since I've been here in Georgia just 3 months, but I'm getting to know what a wonderful community spiritedness there is here, and we see tonight the excellence that is going on in our schools. And as a former student and a former high school teacher, and now a college president, I can say to you that in the celebration of learning, we need to remember that learning is indeed shared. It is not something that any of us can do alone. It can only ever be done in community. And tonight we put that into practice in honouring the relationship between our star students and our star teachers. Because the reality is that they have learned because of each other and because of others in the classroom. And our students can help us understand more about what it means to be a human, to be in a community, to strive for excellence, in the same way as we hope that we teach them to grow, to give in life, to learn what is important in life, and to serve the common good. So tonight I congratulate you. I hope that you will enjoy an evening of celebration, of recognizing that we all are on the path because others are helping us along that path, and that we in turn are giving back and helping forge a future where all of us can benefit. Middle Georgia State College has a statement. It says, "United, we stand for greatness." And greatness does not mean being popular or having fame or having fortune. It means living our God-given potential in a way that makes the world a better place and does serve the common good. Thank you for what you are doing in your schools, in your communities, and wherever the students, wherever you go in life. Thank you for what you will do. I believe it's because of the values you will have learned and will model to others that the world will be greater, and I wish you much happiness and success on that journey. Now please enjoy a wonderful dinner in our fine conference centre. And students, if you wish to come to Middle Georgia State College, I'm sitting over there, so let's have a chat. We have some literature, and Kenneth is at the back, and we will be thrilled to talk to you about why this is indeed a place where united we can stand for greatness. And just in case any of you are counting the calories, the 3 desserts on your table really only come to 100 calories, I'm sure. Please, enjoy your dinner. We look forward to the program a little bit later. Thank you.
As I survey the room, I see that most folks are on their dessert. So being mindful of the fact that you guys are star students and star teachers, I know that you're committed to your education. And since tomorrow's a school day, we want to get you home in time to complete your homework. So we're going to go ahead and get this evening started. At this time, I'd like to introduce Gail Wooten, who is the HR Director for PAGE, Professional Association of Georgia Educators, for an official welcome, and she is going to in turn introduce her guest. And for those of you who don't know, Gail is a former school superintendent in, let's see, Jeff Davis County.
Okay. Long time ago. Well, good windy evening. I hope everybody's doing fine. I am delighted to be here on behalf of Paige and Dr. Allen McGill. I bring greetings on behalf of Dr. McGill, who could not be here, and sends her regrets. And our wonderful organization, Paige, we have almost 86,000 members. So we're glad to be here. And thank you, our college friends, for this wonderful place to have it, and for you being here and being supported. Lynn Farmer does an excellent job every year chairing this, and we really appreciate all that she does. And I have some Paige people I'd like to introduce before I make a few comments about our STAR program. Dr. Judy Henry is here tonight. She's our Assistant Director of High School Redesign. Angel Presley is our MSR in this area. You see Angel recruiting. And we're delighted to have our RESA people tonight. Our RESA Director, Dr. Carolyn Williams, here in Middle Georgia, RESA, and also Dr. Steve Milletta, Heart of Georgia, RESA. Paige does professional learning throughout the state, and we could not do this without our RESA partners, and we thank you for all of your support and all of your all of your support and everything you do for us, because they get the teachers and the principals at our sessions, and we appreciate that. Well, this is the best time of the year. I've got a great job at Paige as HR, but Dr. McGill and I travel the state to all these regional banquets, and we always love to come to Region 6 because it's always a class act, as you can tell by the wonderful decorations, and we always love to be here. We go from Rome to Valdosta, so it's been quite a trek these past few weeks. There are 12 regions, and when we're here, as we will tonight, we'll celebrate excellence, academic excellence. And it's all about what our good students are doing. You know, in the media we hear a lot of negatives sometimes about our schools, but there's far more positive going on. And we thank you, teachers, for what you do. Our teachers need a boost, a little morale boost, and we appreciate what you do every day. And for you educators who've made a special effort to be here tonight, principals, counselors, superintendents, we thank you. And of course our parents and our guardians and all the kinfolk who are coming proud of your students. I wanted just to share very briefly 2 little stories. We hear some wonderful stories when we go to these STAR banquets, and oftentimes it is an occasion that a parent will teach a child who is STAR student. And we had this one student in Griffin area, and he had selected his mother. And of course she said, when she got up, she said, well, you know, I'm proud of my son. He is my son. I'm his mother, and I was his teacher one year, and we got through that year. It was a little tough, but I made no difference. And she said, but I knew that Billy was always bright. She said, in fact, in the 1st grade, he read to me at night. And she said, one night I said to him, Billy, you read so well. I'm so proud of you. Well, who is the best reader in your class? And he thought a bit, and he said, that I am. And she thought, oh, now, I don't want him to have that attitude. I'm going to push it a little further. She said, well, I'll tell you what. I'm sure there are other good readers, too. Billy, who's the 2nd best reader in your class? He said, that'd have to be my teacher. Then the other night in Rome, the student approached the podium, and he took the microphone. And he said, I want to honor my STAR teacher tonight because of the impact that she's made on my life. He said, I owe her so much. He said, when I started school, I was a select mute. I didn't make a sound. My kindergarten teacher is my teacher, my STAR teacher tonight, because she worked with me. She was so patient, and she worked with me the entire year, working with me, trying to get me to make sounds and to talk. And he said, toward the end of that kindergarten year, I began talking, and I could make sounds. And he said, I was so proud. But she was really proud. In fact, she tutored me through the 5th grade. She would work with me for long hours with strategies that she had created to help me. And he said, for the impact on my life, I want to honor her tonight. And I have selected her as my star teacher. Well, you know, Gail Wooten was tearing up. But then the teacher came and she took the mic and she said, well, let me tell you, we teachers, and I was a teacher and I love teaching, and I'm sure all of you teachers do too, we have so many rewards in our teaching. We see wonderful stories and we live wonderful experiences. She said, but you know, my real reward will come when I'm sitting in the audience and I'm going to listen to his valedictorian speech. So, teachers, you know what an impact. I often told my teachers, you never know where your influence ends, and we don't. And I just want to congratulate you tonight, star teachers and star students, for a job well done. And we're here to celebrate your excellence, and I'm sure we'll all enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. And now for the fun part of the evening. Just as a reminder, I'm going to introduce the star student. The star students will come to the stage and in turn introduce their parents, family members, and school personnel who are attending this event with you this evening. Briefly comment on the college you plan to attend or hope to attend, what you plan to study, and your future career plans. And then name your star teacher and tell why you selected this person as your star teacher. And then ask the teacher to come forward. And teachers, we're going to ask you or give you an opportunity to say something significant about the star student. Okay? One more thing. As you exit the stage, once you come across the stage, you're going to get a certificate and a gift. Correct? Okay? Once you exit the stage, we retain the services of a professional photographer, and we'd like for you to stop there and have your picture taken, and we're going to email those pictures to you sometime in the very near future. Okay? All right, we're ready. I'll invite my page representatives to the stage. Okay, now let me forewarn you. I have a slight cold, so if something sounds a little nasal, please forgive me. And if I just totally blow your name, I'm sorry. Okay? But we've practiced. Baldwin County, representing Georgia Military College High School, the star student is Kevin Myers. Kevin? Congratulations. Please, take the microphone.
Good evening, everyone. I want to begin things by thanking everyone for coming out tonight and making this possible, as well as thanking the people who did make this possible tonight. And much thanks given out there. Now, tonight with me I have my school counselor, Miss Langston. I have my mother and my father, as well as my stepmother and stepfather. I plan on attending the Georgia Institute of Technology, better known as Georgia Tech, and majoring in biomedical engineering, and hopefully I will become involved in some kind of learning abroad program and go from there. So I have many options there, but hopefully that'll work out for me pretty well. I found it really interesting throughout my years, elementary school, middle school, high school, to, see how different teachers like to teach. You got the teachers who are, dead serious. They nail the subject matter into your head. And then you got those teachers that are just straight up jokesters and don't really care too much about it. But when you have a good mixture there, and you still feel challenged and you're having a fun time in your classroom, you can't beat that. And my star teacher is the best at living up to that mixture. And he's also a really great father back at home. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my father and my star teacher to the stand.
Good evening. They said be brief, so I'll be brief. You obviously just got a good dose of what I've had to put up with since he was about this tall. No, but ever since Kevin was little, I always knew there was something special about him. When you're sitting in the drive-thru and you're 5 years old and he's counting the change back to the cashier, you know something's going on right. It's been both an honor and a privilege to be Kevin's teacher, to watch him grow, and I wish him the very best in the future. Thank you.
Over the years that we've hosted this event, we've seen a lot of special things. And I can't recall, and my memory is short, a parent and a student, a star student and star teacher. My mother would have loved to have been the star teacher, but I was a son. So it was not a good shot for her to do that. Now, Bibb County is next. And when we hosted the Bibb County event, I guess 2 or 3 weeks ago, we experienced something that we've not experienced before either. We ended with a tie. 2 students. And I think they're both here this evening. Okay? Representing Mount DeSales Academy. Nea Adorka Alate.
Hello. My star teacher is Mr. Mack. He's taught me for 3 years. He taught me physics, chemistry, AP Chem, and I tutor for him sometimes. He's a very dedicated teacher, and he's there early every morning. I don't remember a morning I've been there that Mr. Mack wasn't there before me. This is his 18th Star Teacher Award. And he's been teaching for a really long time. I don't know how long. Is this about year 107? He knows how to make class fun by making jokes, and he is okay with people making fun of him, and he also makes fun of the students, and it makes chemistry really fun. For my college, I'm undecided, and I'll be doing engineering.
Well, since she told you what I taught her, we'll let that go. But in general, she is a superb student. She works hard, she's driven, but on top of it all, she's a great person. She not only did well in all the classes, but she also was tutoring my chemistry students this year and last year. So she's got a lot going for her, just a superb all-around person and student. And don't think I can say much more than that. Thank you.
And I probably shouldn't announce this, but I am. Ron is retiring this year, and my Vice President of Academic Affairs is here, and I've already talked to him about doing some adjunct work, or part-time work for the college, so we need to double team it. Okay. Next, from Bibb County, Stratford Academy. The star student is Samantha Sanjeev.
Hey everyone. So I have with me my college counselor, Ms. Eubanks, and my star teacher, Abby Shermer. This fall I will be attending Harvard, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but I think maybe business or like chemistry could be interesting. I chose Ms. Shermer because I've known her since the 8th grade when she encouraged me to join debate, which is an activity that I sort of just fell in love with ever since. I've always been amazed by her enthusiasm and the investment that she puts into each and every one of her students, whether it's sort of coming up with innovative ways to teach her world history class or staying late after school to listen to practice speeches, which is something that we did even today. She embodies the qualities that I most admire in a teacher, which is her infectious enthusiasm and her sort of immense commitment to her students. Our debate team has made huge competitive strides since she's been here. It's her 6th year teaching, and we've already been the top ranked debate team in the country for the last 2 years. So that's pretty remarkable. I believe it's because of the culture of hard work that she's inspired in all of my teammates, and I couldn't think of a more deserving teacher or one who's had a greater impact on my life. So.
Hi. I just want to thank you, Vance, for picking me to be his star teacher. Like he said, I've known him for the last 5 years. He is a debater on my team, and he is one of the best debaters in the country, hands down. And I am super sad to see him go next year, but thank you so much for this honor.
I think next year we're going to arrange for a little bit larger stage. We keep bumping into each other up here. Blakely County, representing Blakely County High School, Hannah DeLoach. Hannah?
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm from Blakely County High School. I forgot what I was supposed to say. Well, I'll be attending University of Georgia in the fall for mass media arts, planning to be a media strategist. It's been a hard decision because I was very torn between music therapy and media strategy. But my star teacher tonight is Miss Holly Spires. Miss Holly is very special. I had her for 10th grade literature and for one act in Royal Singers all through high school. I can't dance. It's a very well-known fact. I cannot dance. Well, Miss Holly's helped me master this way so I can effectively be on the risers. Okay. Miss Holly's a wonderful teacher in and out of the classroom. She teaches from life lessons. You learn about life. You learn about everything you're going to need to know, not just lit. I learned how to write, but I learned how to talk to people. I came into high school, I was really, really shy. Hard to believe because I'm actually speaking. But I wouldn't talk to anybody. I was, that scared little freshman doing this number through the halls. Well, Miss Holly kind of talked to me a little bit, talked back a little bit. And now I've gotten to the point where I can carry on conversations. So I'm pretty proud of myself. And thank you, Miss Holly. So, yeah.
Do you have any other guests?
My mother is here with me today. So. This one.
Good evening. Hannah is one of those students who you see fading into the back and you just want to latch onto them and you want to draw them to you. But she's so special. She's one of those students that, as shy as she claims to have been in the beginning, she would just emit this glow. She shines at so many things. She's a daughter. She's a student. She's a leader among her peers. She's an intellectual. She's an artist. She's a tremendous talent, and I'm very grateful for this honor. Honor and a privilege to teach this young lady. Thank you.
Now, the representative from Crawford County High School could not be here this evening, but the star student is Decatur Thorpe, and the star teacher is James Moore. Crisp County, representing Crisp County High School, the star student is Ashley Denby. Ashley?
my father, and my father does everything with me, and he's been a major factor in my life, and that has really affected the college I'm going to, which is Georgia Southwestern. And I plan to become a history teacher. And I feel that says a lot about the teachers that I have had, because all of them have been major inspirations from kindergarten all the way to my senior year now, which is unbelievable. But Miss Navarro, which is Senora Navarro in class, teaches me Spanish, and while she is here in the U.S. and she's traveled to so many places, she keeps home close to her heart. And I feel that has helped me in my college planning as well. And she is just such a major inspiration. And we talk about everything in her class, from childhood experiences to health care, and just to get a grasp of the Spanish language. And through that, we get to know each other so well that I can't believe I'm graduating, and I'm not going to get to see her next year. And so that's Miss Navarro.
Gracias, Ashley. And I have to say this in English, of course. Ashley is one of the best students I've ever taught in my life. I've been a teacher in many countries. I've been a teacher for almost 20 years now. And everywhere I've been, I think she is one of the best students I've had, one of the most outstanding. If I could clone people, or if they ever come up with the idea of cloning humans, I would like them to clone all of my students into Ashley, because she's awesome. Thank you, Ashley.
Representing Dodge County. From Dodge County High School, the star student is Kaylin Dennis. Kaylin?
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm happy to say that I'm here with my father and my mother, who is also our school superintendent, so I managed to get somebody from the schools. And my star teacher's family is also here with us. Her husband and daughter are here. And I'm planning to attend UGA and get a degree in psychology, and God willing, get into a good law school and practice some form of law or another. But the reason I chose my star teacher, all the way back from first grade actually, was the fact that she was the first teacher who I can ever remember making learning really challenging, fun, interesting, and all that. Because, quick little anecdote, there was a one day in kindergarten when my teacher had to call my parents because I was ahead of the class and doing my work, so I decided I wanted to be my own hairstylist. Didn't go too well. But that never really happened in first grade. I was attentive the whole way through, as much as a first grader could be. And I just remember showing up every day ready to learn something new, because I knew that with Miss Selena Woodard it was going to be fun. And so, without further ado, Miss Woodard.
Thank you, Kaylin. I just have a few things to say about Kaylin. He just bebopped into my room in first grade about 12 years ago. And Kaylin, you were and always are cheerful and clever, animated and academically amazing, likable and loving, engaging and enjoyable, and most important, Kaylin, you have always been nice. And that's one quality that I hope no one ever takes away from you or ever dulls, because God gave you that ability to shine, and I want you to continue that through your life. And remember these words from the great Whitney Houston. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside and give them a sense of pride. And just remember, I want to thank you, Kaylin, for allowing me to share in this moment with you, in this special moment in time, because you made my first grade so much more enjoyable, my first grade year with you, and you helped me not to be the average teacher. You made me step up my game. So go out and make your mark on this world, and thank you.
I think as parents, we've all gotten those calls from kindergarten that you need to come. I've gotten several. But it's not usually for being ahead, so I think that says a lot about Calvin. Dooley County. From Fullington Academy, Darian Bailey. Darian?
Hello everyone. Tonight I have with me my parents and my grandparents. Thank y'all for coming tonight. And after graduation I plan on attending the University of Georgia to major in communication sciences and disorders and pursue a career in pediatric speech pathology. My star teacher is Mr. Ronnie Roberts. He's my history teacher and he's taught me for the past 3 years. He has been a great inspiration and he's helped me learn history, which is not my best subject. And he's also been my counselor. So he was very helpful in me going through everything and getting into the college that I've always wanted to go to. And I would introduce him now, but unfortunately he couldn't be here because he had a previous family obligation. But thank you, and thank you all for the opportunity to be here.
Next up is Dublin City, from Dublin High School, Taran Lola Bahata. Okay, close.
Good evening, everybody. I have with me today my mom and a step teacher. I plan on attending Georgia Regents University in Augusta with the BSMD program, and I chose Miss Whitlock as my star teacher because before I had her in 10th grade for honors world history. Before that, I was like the really lazy kid you see sitting in the corner of the back of the room just not doing any of the work. And she pushed me to work a little harder and actually use all the knowledge in my brain to actually get some good grades. So yeah, Miss Whit.
And I, like you, had trouble with names also. Okay. So when he first came into class, our relationship has been short-lived because he is in the games program at Middle Georgia College. And he was surrounded by very talkative teenage girls who were very opinionated. And at first I thought that they would overshadow him, but he was well received in the class. And having trouble with the name, finally I broke out into song each day with an old 50s hit. Some of you won't remember, but it was "Da-do run, 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 da-do run, run," because I never could remember how to pronounce his name correctly. And we won't even talk about the last name because the talkative girls kept me on track, and they told me every day that I was mispronouncing his name. But he is he is a genteel person. He is highly driven. He has a lot of self-confidence. He has a passion for learning. He wound up in a real culturally diverse classroom. He adapted to that classroom very well. He was always punctual. He would come after school. I would try to get out of the classroom, and I'd look up, and there he was. And, go away, let me leave. But he was right there. And his goal is to become a physician. He has seriousness of purpose, and I hope he returns to the Middle Georgia community, especially Dublin. I have no doubt he will be a successful physician. I am proud to be representing him as his star teacher. His attitude, his career potential, and character, along with his academics, have enabled him to become my star student. And I'm extremely proud of the run.
Okay, it's time for the shameless plug. For those of you who are not familiar with the GAMES program, it's a program for accelerated students on the Cochran campus of Middle Georgia State College. The students earn an associate's degree and a high school diploma at the same time. And that's the program that he's involved with. Next up is Houston County. From Houston County High School, Willa Wayne. Willa?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Leela, and I'm from Houston County High School. With me tonight are my parents and my principal, Dr. Michelle Masters, and my testing counselor, Miss Donna Green. As for college and future plans, I'm kind of undecided right now, and I'm also humbled to have the opportunity to honor my star teacher, Miss Hinnett, and who was my 11th grade junior or honors British Lit teacher. And Ms. Hinnett has truly been an influential teacher on me. She never hesitated or, called me out on my incessant questioning. She was always here in the morning and whenever I needed help. And I really admire her passion for the subject. I'm very interested in English, and she really propelled me to really look deeper into the subject and to analyze. And I think what made her class so rewarding was the fact that she was so dedicated, so passionate, and she always infused her humor into the class. And so I truly thank Ms. Hinnett for all the help that she's given me over these 2 years. I mean, even though I'm not in her class this year, I still stop by quite often. So I really, really want to thank you, Ms. Hinnett, and for being such an integral part of my high school career. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say that after 40 years of wonderful experience in the classroom, Wheeler is definitely the most amazing student I've ever taught. She, obviously, she's a star student. She's also valedictorian. She's also president of her class. In fact, she was president of her class 9th grade, 10th grade, and the senior year. I could go on and on talking about the numerous leadership positions that she has held in clubs at the school, the accolades that she has received not only from the state, but she was even one of 50 females last year chosen as an Ann Power Fellow. But really, to me, what is so significant about Wheeler is her heart for service. She spends time volunteering at the medical center in Warner Robins. She volunteers at hospice. She's a counselor at Camp Wings. She plays the piano weekly for a local nursing home. And then what is amazing, she is one of only 13 students and teachers from both high school and college who serves on the Darfur Dream Team Advisory Board. and that is organized to increase education and also to establish relationships between students in the United States and those abroad. She has brought the Darfur Dream Team initiative to Houston County. She's founded a club. They tutor high school students. They've started tutoring middle school students. They've made relationships with the counselors at one of the primary schools. And I just have no idea what in service Wheeler is going to end up doing, but I'm sure it's going to be great. And I just want to thank her for making my last year of teaching so special.
She says she's going out on top. Jasper County, representing Piedmont Academy, Katie Ogergaard.
Hello, my name is Katie Odegaard, and I am joined tonight by my parents and older brother. I plan to attend Gordon State College and pursue a double major in biology and chemistry to ultimately attend the University of Florida and earn a doctorate in biochemistry. It's not often that you get to have a teacher for as long as I have. I first met my star teacher, Mr. Daniel Funt, as a middle school student in the 6th grade with life science. Up until I met Mr. Funt, I thought that every subject that I had studied so far was completely boring. But he actually opened the door to me to science and continued to teach me the following year with earth science. And I was lucky enough that he even moved up into the high school as I did and taught me biology in the 9th grade and chemistry in the 10th grade. I currently take AP chemistry with him, and he's always available to help. Even though he coaches, he'll come after practices or early in the morning. He'll do anything to help you succeed. But you first have to ask to help, or ask him for help. And after my sophomore year, and he helped me realize what I wanted to do, which was study biochemistry, I set my goal to get star student at my school just to honor him. And I was extremely fortunate to be able to get it for my region so that I could further honor him in that. So it is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Daniel Funt as my star teacher.
As Katie mentioned, this is known and teaching her since 6th grade. That's my first year at Piedmont Academy. It's been a great honor teaching Katie. She's an excellent student, intrinsically motivated. What makes it her academic accomplishments outstanding is her involvement with the school. Strong leader. She spent summers up at the school helping in the labs, helping with school projects. She's a person with strong moral convictions. I'm extremely honored to be her star teacher. She has made me a better teacher, and I'm extremely grateful. Congratulations to all the star teachers and star students in this room. Thank you all very much.
From Jones County, representing Jones County High School, Sarah Pounds. Sarah?
Hello. As she said, my name is Sarah Pounds. I'm from Jones County High School. With me tonight, I have my parents, Dr. Andy Pounds and Mrs. Laura Pounds, as well as my star teacher's husband, who is also a teacher at my high school, which was a little bit awkward. But it's so nice tonight to be able to meet and learn more about other students, teachers who are devoted to learning and progress. It's amazing to see, because you get to see the person behind a test score and the story behind a success, and I absolutely love that, because it challenges you to be better. Throughout my entire career, that exposure to challenges has made me to the student and person that I am today, because they challenge you to go beyond your comfort zone, to fail, but then to grow and to learn even more. My star teacher taught a class where I could clearly see that process in myself on a day-to-day basis. I am a student who loves reading and writing and history, so math class my junior year was not the greatest experience, but she challenged me to go beyond my own expectations. She maintained her rigor, and she just made me grow as a student. And so because of her and other teachers like her, I've learned to go and invest in my own education. I look forward to doing that next fall at Mercer University as a service scholar, where I will study journalism and international affairs with a hope to impact my local and global community there through journalism. But I wanted to just thank her for all that she has done for me, for challenging me, and for not backing down whenever I was having problems, but rather increasing and making me work even harder and harder and harder. And so I'm so proud to introduce you tonight to Mrs. Susan Glover, my star teacher.
Finishing up 28 years of teaching has given me the privilege of teaching several thousand students. And I'm just thankful Sarah came into my classroom last year. She has all the qualities that you need to be successful in life, to be successful as a person, and having balance in your life is something that I noticed in her from the very beginning. Academics is very important to her, but there are other parts of her life that are equally as important. She participates in sports. She participates in a job. She participates in her church. She also started a community outreach program through our local high school. She's remarkably gifted academically and creatively, which makes the math thing really unusual. We were talking on the math hall the other day, and we were trying to remember the last time the star teacher was a math teacher. Doesn't happen very often. And we remembered one in the 16 years that she and I, that the other teacher and I had been there together. And so we were excited about it. Sarah has exemplary character. She has a lot of integrity and maturity as well, and it's obvious when you have just one single conversation with her that these are attributes and characteristics of her life. She's very authentic. She's very genuine, and I think in today's culture that's very important. We live in a society where we want to take shortcuts and we don't want to do the work. And she is definitely a person who works hard and has a great work ethic. One of the biggest things, though, that is so nice to see in a young person who has everything that Sarah has, in addition to being intelligent and creative, is that she does care about and she's concerned for other people. And one of the things that she will tell you is that she wants to be in a position where she can help others or effectively
do things that will help others. And as a side note, earlier this year in homeroom we were voting for homecoming court. And Sarah's name was on the ballot, and several of the students were talking quietly about who they were going to vote for, and I overheard one young man say, "Man, I'm voting for Sarah. You know, she's going to be Secretary of State or something like that one day." And I said, "You know what? I agree. I think you're right." So I just want to say thank you, Sarah, for being such a pleasure to teach and for making this opportunity.
Those were some remarkable words by Sarah, but you had to be standing here looking over her shoulder. She has a note that's about that size with the smallest handwriting in the world, and so she got a lot of use on those few pieces of small paper. Okay, Lawrence County. From West Lawrence High School, Joseph Payne. And I don't think Joseph is here tonight, is he? Okay. And his star teacher is Tom Sharp. Representing Macon County. From Macon County High School, Chelsea Rand. Chelsea? Also not here. Monroe County. Representing Mary Persons High School, Hunter Smith. Hunter? He is here.
With me tonight, I have my dad, Frank Smith, and my counselor, Teresa Roller, my principal, Jim Finch, principal of my middle school, Bank Stevens, my kickman, Bank Stevens is the middle school, and the assistant director of Monroe County Schools, Angie Dillon. I didn't know so many people were going to be here with me. Of course, my star teacher, Martin Magda, and his wife, Mrs. Magda. I plan to go to Gordon College for 1 year, then transfer to Georgia Tech and major in computer engineering. I chose Mr. Martin Magda as my star teacher because it's not every class that is as interesting and as challenging and as rewarding as his class. It's difficult to teach your students effectively and still make them like you. He did that very well. His lectures were very interesting. History is not my favorite subject, but it was one of my favorite classes. Star teacher, Mr. Magda.
It's a real privilege. Thank you, Hunter. And this is a unique situation. He's the fourth of his siblings that I've taught. And each one of them was a unique character in themselves. And Hunter certainly is. I want to point out that he knew that this was a more august occasion. He's not wearing sandals today, that's his thing. And it was. He's a computer guy. And being a history teacher, it was a challenge to bring him out and to try to get some interest into him about the subject. And I'm glad that I succeeded. I thoroughly enjoyed having him in my class. All the siblings too, you can tell him that. And I know that his family, and I know our school and our faculty are very proud of him. And thank you, Hunter.
This next young lady, I promise not to embarrass her, but I think I've known her entire life. If not, well, I won't go there. But I've known this family for a long time. From Peach County High School, Caitlin Hicks. Caitlin?
Hi everyone. In the fall, I'll be attending Georgia Southern with a dual degree in biology and international studies, and I will either continue on in medical school or pursue a career in international affairs. With me, I have my mom, my counselor, Ms. Thomas, one of the deputy principals, Mr. Flanders, my STARS teacher, of course, and her husband. The reason I chose Miss Bobbitt is because ever since I was in 9th grade, I've had dealings with her of some sort. I was in her Journalism 1 class, and my brother was in yearbook, so I would help a little bit. And after that, I joined yearbook. And last year, I was made editor, and that continued to this year. She's always been a strong factor in my success. She's always pushing me, trying to keep me away from the wrong crowds, and just always a very positive factor in my school career, in my life. And I couldn't think of anybody else I'd rather have as a STAR teacher. So.
My Caitlin Hicks, her humility exudes warmth that brings about a peace and a glow in her that is just infectious amongst the adults and amongst her friends. Her intellect, it doesn't define her, but it is what will propel her to success. Her creativity is beyond measure. She has been at the helm of my yearbook for 2 years, and it is just wonderful. And the last 2 letters of her last name, K and S. We are kindred spirits. We have been together for 4 years. We have worked, and I must now revise the words of Abby Lee Miller. Everyone is not replaceable. I'm not sure how I'm going to replace Caitlin, but I tell you, as an educator, it is up to me to nurture another student to channel his or her inner Caitlin Hicks. She is my darling, and I will always remember her.
Pulaski County, representing Hawkinsville High School, Zachary Birch. Zachary?
First of all, I'd like to express how hot this jacket is and how much I'd like to take it off. But unfortunately, if I did, you would all see how sweaty I am right now. All right, with me tonight, I have my principal over there, Miss Wright. I have my mother, Marla Birch. I have my father. I could say Dad, if you want. Prentice Birch, and I have my brother, Wesley Birch. And a bit about myself. I am going to go to Georgia Southern the following semester now. I am in Move On When Ready program, which is basically games program, except for I commute from home every day rather than living on campus. So I will be graduating with a associate's in business at the end of the semester, along with graduating high school. And this is all at Middle Georgia State College on the Concord campus. Okay, so moving on to my STAR teacher. He is my 5th grade teacher, Mr. Larry Bennett. The first and probably biggest testament to his success as a teacher of me is that, and my family will attest to this, I have a terrible memory, and yet I've remembered probably more about him than any other teacher that I've ever had. which is just really awesome to me. But among the qualities that I am able to remember is the main thing is that as a fifth grader in his class, I never felt talked down to. I always felt like he was talking to me as not an equal, obviously, but he just talked very well, and he was very witty, humorous. He introduced me to a lot of things that I now call my favorites, like my favorite movie, It's a Wonderful Life, and I'm just going to skip to the story. Probably should have prepared something, but I didn't. Okay, so I will tell the story. This is a testament to that. Okay, back in 5th grade at the end of recess, for some reason I wanted to be the first in line to line up, because I'm weird, I guess. So I got there as quickly as I could, and I got up next to Mr. Bennett, and he asked me how I got over there so quickly. And I say, I ran. And he's like, I'm not going to ask you this again. How did you get over here so quickly? I'm like, I ran. And he looks down on me, and he says, well, Zachary, I don't want to talk about politics right now. How did you get over here? It took me several years to get that joke. But that's just how he always talked to his students. He always taught us a lot of things that other teachers never even dealt with. And without further ado and my rambling, this is my star teacher, Mr. Larry Bennett.
About 8 years ago, I apologize for my voice, it left about 5 minutes after I walked into this building. But about 8 years ago, Zachary came into my classroom, 5th grade, and it was the last year I taught all the subjects. I taught everything, reading, writing, and I'll come back to you a little bit later. But one of the things I remembered about Zachary was that he came in and would read these thick books, and he would check them out and check them back in within a week, and I'm thinking, I can't read one that way. He said something about talking to him. I wasn't talking up to him, but when you got a kid in the 5th grade that has a better vocabulary than I do, you have to kind of talk with them, so not a problem there. I do remember, there's students that can just flat listen and learn, and there are some that can just read the material and don't pay attention to you and learn. And there are those like me, I have to do it all, and hopefully I can remember some. Well, Zachary fit the bill for both of those others. Zachary came in already motivated to learn. His love for reading, and I can remember him having some dealings with art too. A drawer. Of course, I think all of them draw now, don't they, when they're in the 5th grade doodling or whatever. But one of the things that stands out in my mind with Zachary was, and I told you I taught writing that year. I really didn't, but 135 students, and we take the 5th grade writing assessment, and I'm proud to say that my Zachary was the only one who exceeded. And I still to this day don't take 1 ounce of credit for that. That's all Zachary, but a great guy. 8 years ago is a long time. You lose them when you're in the 5th and you don't get to see them, but started going to the ball games and look out on the football field, and there you see Zachary's playing the lead guitar on the football field. I didn't even know they could do that, but they do. And it's kind of opened up another door for him, encouraging others. There were 3 out there this year. So I see him as being someone who has a vision. He has a passion for what he loves, and he doesn't have any fear. That's going to carry him a long way, but I'm honored that he selected me and remembered me and from years ago, and that he has selected me as star student, and I just hope he'll have a great future, and I know he will. Thank you.
We're getting towards the end. Only four more to go. Putnam County, representing Gatewood Schools, the star student is Joe Welch. Joe? Okay, Joe is not here. Okay? And his star teacher was Joe DeLoach. Twiggs County, representing Twiggs County Comprehensive Middle and High School, Deja Cornelius. Deja?
Good afternoon. With me I have my parents, my principal, Mr. Paul, my high school counselor, Ms. Woolfolk, and my STAR teacher. I chose Mr. Stevens as my STAR teacher because not only is he a good chemistry and physical science teacher, but because he is also a good life teacher. Mr. Stevens pushed me almost every day when I was down. He made class enjoyable, and it seemed like we weren't learning anything, but when I got my test results back, I saw that I learned a lot. He just always gave me that extra drive, and he wanted me to want more for myself. So without further ado, I present you my STAR teacher, Mr. Stevens.
First, I would like to thank you for selecting me as your STAR teacher. I'm very honored. A few words about her. She is the epitome of what you want in a high school student. She pushed me as well. She made sure Ms. Stevens, please don't have class boring today. And I was like, okay, I got you. So, but aside from academics, she's an excellent leader. And I'm sure that someday in the future she will be successful. And thank you.
Wilcox County. Coming from Wilcox County High School, Wesley Helms. Wesley?
Hey everybody, my name is Wesley Helms. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know I'm not much for speaking. So if I just kind of say or a lot, just, keep on rolling. I'd like to start off by saying that what and if are two very different words. What is used to ask a question, like, what did I have for lunch today? I probably couldn't tell you that because I had school lunch. They said it was a corn dog. I'm not really sure. And then there's if, which, it talks about the possible things. I think we all remember in elementary school writing about, if I could be principal for one day, what would I do? But when you combine what and if, there's endless possibilities. Like, what if I could grow up to get a UGA and become a veterinarian? And what if I could one day become a star? And I think that tonight I've accomplished both of those. And if it weren't for the help of those around me, my friends, family, and teachers, I don't think I could be where I am today. My STAR teacher tonight is Miss Jennifer Green, and she's taught me not only how to write a business letter, a resume, and those so wonderful literary analysis, but she's taught me that if I believe in myself, I can go as far as I want to. And I think that alone is a great thing in a person and a teacher. And I'd like to welcome Miss Jennifer Green up here tonight.
Well, we've made it to the W's. Celebrate that small victory. I had so much that I would love to say about Wesley, but I thought I would start off with just the inspiration that he has been to me as a teacher, but also as a writer. My 10th grade English teacher is in the room. It's Dr. Melinda Dennis. And little does she know that I've mentioned her. However, when I was in high school, she inspired me to write as well as seek to one day accomplish and receive my doctorate, which I have one class to finish, so I'll be finished in December. But not only did she inspire me, Wesley has. Wesley and I would not say we're colleagues, but as far as writers go, we're kindred spirits. And he just left me. I had an English 1102 with him, and one, and American Lit. I know he's glad to be rid of me. But he moved to math in February. And what he didn't know is that I like to sit beside him when we were working on our memoirs or our literary analysis pieces, because I would kind of pick his brains about what to include in my own work, or run a thought by him, or a sentence, or there was this paper that we failed simultaneously. He failed a memoir, and I failed a project in my doctoral study class, and I received a 3, and he made higher than that. And I remember being totally devastated because I really haven't failed anything since ever. And Wesley had never failed anything either, so we were devastated this particular day. And we were talking about his memoir, and he could revise his, and thankfully my professor gave me the opportunity to revise mine as well. But I'd already called my advisor that morning because I wanted to quit. And I'm a perfectionist, and I said, can't do this anymore. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay at home and have fun again. And she said, Jennifer, you have 3 more classes. What are you thinking? Now's not the time. So I remember talking to Wesley, and he said, I hate this memoir. I don't like this class. I don't want to finish. And I made one suggestion. Let me tell you about this memoir. First of all, it was quality material initially. Wesley had flashbacks, flash forwards, and present narration all at one time. The problem was that you just could not understand what narrator and what time period was speaking at once because he lacked transitions and headings, something that was very simple for him to fix. However, my 20-page paper was considerably worse. So we talked about his memoir, and I said, well, Wesley, I made a 3 today out of 30 points, and he's also very, very creative and good at math, and he told me what my real grade was, which was more devastating than 3 points. And I said, well, Wesley, I decided to quit my doctorate, and he started laughing. I don't think he thought I was serious. But he said, Miss Green, what was your assignment? And I said, well, I should have had 10 pages, and I had 25. And he said, well, it's pretty simple. You cut the fat, get it back to 10. Well, that's pretty simple advice. And I suggested he add transitions. And we talked about headings and where to place them. And he revised for an A, and I got a B. And we got out of that class together, and he didn't know it. But here's what my final word about Wesley is that I'm not the only person that he inspires every day. He works at PASS, which is our at-risk student for middle school, elementary, and high school students. He works with those students every day across the curricular contents, and I think he would volunteer if they didn't pay him. And the fact that Wesley can inspire me, an old person, to keep going and shooting for my dreams when it gets hard, that it's a blessing to me and to our community that he's willing to work for and to better our community as he moves on. And I just want to say thank you, Wesley, for choosing me, and thank you for inspiring me to continue my best every day.
Wilkinson County. Representing Wilkinson County High School, Cheyenne Sinyard. Cheyenne?
Well, I'm really nervous. I'm here today I'm joined by 2 whole tables over there. I got my parents and my grandparents, various members of administration, and of course my STAR teacher. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I've been accepted to Georgia Southern University, where I plan to major in biology and complete my first 4 years of pre-veterinary medicine, and I then plan to transfer out and go to UGA
to earn my degree in DVM. My star teacher is Miss Angles, Miss Eleanor Angles, over there. She has been my mathematics teacher for my entire high school career. She has been the driving force throughout these 4 years because I always strive to prove myself to her. She pushed me harder than any other teacher, well beyond what I believe were my limits. I've come to realize that she just wanted all of us to realize that we put the limits on ourselves. She pushes us because she knows that we can do it. Miss Angles, I just want to thank you for just letting me realize that I just need to set my limit to infinity to see the bigger picture. Can you please come up here, Miss Angles? I'm really nervous.
She told me it was good. It was. Cheyenne, I've done this a couple of times before, and I'm in the classroom. I'm good with my kids and everything, but all these people, I'm with you. Okay? So I wrote you a letter. It says, Dearest Cheyenne, of all the teachers you could have chosen, I am truly honored to be your star teacher. You traveled the road less traveled through high school, and I applaud you for that decision. In the years ahead, you will come to appreciate the wisdom and the choices that you've made. You've been one of the bright spots in my teaching career, and I'm grateful for your presence in my life. You did not always see things my way, and I definitely wasn't always right, but I thank you for allowing me to be wrong and keep my dignity and self-respect intact. Thank you for trusting me to always have your best interest at heart and for allowing me to push you gently when I felt it was needed. Our Heavenly Father made you with special talents. He gave you the eyes to see the art in the world around you and the soul to express it so others could share in your vision. I am intrigued by the tiny turtles you leave around my room. My students and I look forward to each encounter. I love the glint in your eyes when you explain your fascination with Batman, or you come in to show us some more of the Batman paraphernalia. I appreciate your efforts to help keep my necklace turned around. Maybe someone else will care as much one day. I know that there is much for you to accomplish in your lifetime, and I am confident that you will realize your dreams. Although I don't know where the credit should be directed for these words of wisdom, but I want you to have the best advice for your life. Remember to love and honor God first, love and cherish your family second, and trust the people who really love you. Thank you.
Let's give all of these star students and star teachers a big round of applause. Now, a couple of things before I turn the program over to the page representatives. I've done this now for a number of years, and I'm always seeing familiar faces in the crowd. Teachers. So, how many star teachers do we have in attendance tonight that's been a star teacher more than once? Would you raise your hand? Okay, I see several. More than 5 times. I see 2. That's it, 3. More than 10 times. I think you see what it said. Okay? More than 15 times. 16? 18. All right. I was planning on doing that and student beat me to the draw, but I really want to say congratulations on your very successful career. I need to also recognize the sponsors, because were it not for them, this event would not be possible. Helping to support this dinner tonight, Central Georgia Health System, State Bank and Trust Company, and this is in partnership with the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce and Page. I would also like to introduce my colleagues who are in attendance here tonight. You've met Dr. Christopher Blake, our president, let me introduce Dr. Martha Dann, our Vice President of Academic Affairs, Kenneth Rozier, who's with Enrollment Services. And Kenneth will have information outside for teachers and principals to take back to your school. And also Morgan Marsh. Morgan is my student assistant and does a wonderful job for me, and she's here this evening to support me since I haven't been here all day. And Dr. Shamani Sukumbi, who's with our School of Education. So with that, I'll turn the program over to Paige, and they'll make the announcement and give you a little bit more information about what happens from this point forward.
Well, all of you are winners, you know that, and we're proud of all of you. Our Region 6 winners, we did have a tie, and the state banquet will be on Tuesday, April 22nd, and all of you local winners, I hope you'll come, because we like to honor you again at the state banquet. So talk to your local sponsors or call our office, and we'll make arrangements. But I really would like to see all of you come. It's a wonderful celebration. Well, it's been a big night, and now we're ready to, I'm going to have Al call the names, but you have a check. The star student has a check for $500 from sponsors, and then the teacher has a $200 check, and then you have a packet. The winners you have to do this packet now for our state competition. Remember, we have 12 regions, so you need to complete your packet and get it back to us. All right. So you ready to call out the name? Okay. Our first winner for Region 6.
Sanjay. Come back up, please.
Yes. And the teacher?
And the star teacher.
Miss Abby.
Miss Abby.
And we'll see you in Atlanta. Okay, congratulations. Congratulations. See you in Atlanta.
Well, I think this next one is a dead giveaway, since it was a tie here in Bibb County. From Mount DeSales Academy, Mayor Dorka Elate. And Ron, you need to come back up too.
Congratulations. We'll see you in Atlanta. You have a packet. Here's your packet. Thank you so much. Congratulations. We'll see you in Atlanta. Here's your packet. Thank you so much. Thank you, Al.
Okay. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this evening. I hope you enjoyed the meal that was catered by Airmark, our caterer of choice here on the Macon campus of Middle Georgia State College. We thank you for your attendance. And you can do us all a big favor. I have meetings in this room all day tomorrow, and I really don't need balloons floating from the ceiling. So please feel free to take a balloon or some balloons home with you. And the professional photographer will be here for a few minutes. If you want family shots, I'm quite sure he'll be willing to do that. Okay? Safe travels. Good night.